Night has settled now. Soft, quiet, gentle. The world has loosened its grip, and the sky has wrapped itself in a blanket of stillness. Listen, the waves are breathing, slow and steady, like a mother humming to her child. And you are here beneath this wide canvas of stars, your heart tired, your mind full, your body carrying more than it should. Rest, little one. The night is not here to frighten you. It is here to hold you. For even in the darkness, you are never unseen. He knows the secrets, and what is even more hidden. Surah Taha 27. Allah knows the things you don't speak aloud, the worries you carry alone, the heaviness you swallow with a forced smile, the prayers you whisper when no one is looking. He knows the tremble in your breath, when exhaustion reaches your bones. He knows the moments you pretend to be strong, because you don't want to burden others. And tonight, He has brought you to this shore, this quiet, this pause, not as a coincidence, not as an escape, but as a shelter. Because sometimes the soul only finds its truth when the world grows silent. And sometimes Allah only pulls you to the shore when you've been drifting too far from yourself. The waves roll in and then retreat, over and over, unfailing, unrushed. Each one comes carrying a message you may have forgotten. Mercy always returns, even when you push it away, even when you feel unworthy of it, even when you think you've gone too far. My mercy encompasses all things. Surah Al-A'la 7:156. You included, little one. You especially. So breathe, slowly, deeply. Let the night exhale with you. There is no rush here, no demands, no expectations, just you and the one who created you. Do you hear the water? Its rhythm is patient, like a reminder that life does not need to be hurried. You've been running for so long, running after responsibilities, after healing, after answers, after peace. But peace is not something you chase. Peace comes when you finally allow your heart to unclench, when you sit by a quiet shore and admit to yourself, "Ya Allah, I'm tired." There is no shame in saying it. The Prophet said, "The heart becomes weary, just as the body becomes weary." So it is okay to rest. It is okay to pause. It is okay to collapse into the arms of the one who never grows tired of supporting you. He protects, and none can protect against him. Surah Al-Mu'minun 23:88. Tonight, He protects your heart. Tonight, He guards your tears. Tonight, He shelters your soul by the shore. You may feel small right now, but know this: being small is not a weakness. It is where closeness begins. When the servant feels small, Allah's mercy feels vast. When the heart feels fragile, Allah's gentleness becomes clearer. When you feel alone, His nearness becomes unmistakable. The night is not your enemy. It is your refuge, a veil drawn so you may rest in the presence of the one who never leaves. We are closer to Him than His jugular vein. Surah Kahf 50:16. Closer than your thoughts, closer than your breath, closer than the waves washing the sand before you. So let the night embrace you, little one. You are not walking into darkness. You are walking into closeness. Look at the horizon, the faint silver line where moonlight kisses the sea. It is soft, unbroken, steady, just like Allah's care over you. Even when you cannot see him, he sees you. Even when you cannot feel him, he is guiding you. Even when your voice shakes, he hears it. Tonight, the ocean is your companion, the stars your witnesses, and Allah your shelter. Let the world fall away for a moment. Let your shoulders drop. There is a special kind of tiredness that doesn't show on your face, the kind that settles quietly in your chest, invisible to the world, but heavy enough to bend your spirit. You felt it before. Perhaps you feel it now. A heaviness you can't quite explain, a fatigue that sleep alone cannot heal. And tonight, you stand at the edge of the shore, feeling small. But listen gently. Feeling small does not mean you are weak. Feeling small means you are human. And the one who created your heart understands every trembling beat inside it. The prophet, peace be upon him, told us that Allah is more gentle with his servants than a mother with her child. Imagine that. Think of the softest embrace you've ever known, the warmest reassurance, the safest feeling you can remember. Allah is even more gentle with you than that. So tonight, as the waves breathe in and out, let yourself feel that gentleness. Let your heart be held. Let your soul be small, because smallness is not a flaw. It is where mercy descends. There are nights when you feel unnoticed by the world, nights when your struggles feel too quiet to be heard by anyone else. But nothing is quiet to Allah. He hears the whisper you barely manage to speak. He sees the heaviness you hide behind a practiced smile. He knows the effort you put into simply existing when life becomes weighty. No tear escapes his notice. No heartbreak is ignored. No loneliness is overlooked. Allah sees all the things you endure in silence. When you feel small, he draws nearer. When you feel lost, he guides. When your strength fades, his support begins. He said, in his own words, that he is closer to you than even your own breath. And closeness is a comfort that never leaves. Look at the sea before you. Look at how vast it is, how endless, how powerful. Now imagine something even more vast, the mercy of the one who created it. Every wave that reaches your feet is like a reminder that help keeps coming back. Every retreating wave is a sign that your hardships will also recede. Nothing stays overwhelming forever. The shore teaches you a lesson. Even the ocean knows how to bow. Even the waves know how to return to where they came from. And your heart, little one, will return to peace. Because the one who fashioned it never abandons what he formed. With wisdom and love. You may think there is a moment in every believer's life when the road ahead becomes blurry, when decisions weigh heavily, when choices feel like branching paths. You're afraid to walk alone. You stand at the edge of something unfamiliar, a new season, a new responsibility, or perhaps the ending of something you thought would last forever. Uncertainty comes quietly, but it can shake the heart with surprising force. And in those moments, the moments when you look at your future and feel a tremor inside your chest, Allah is closer than ever. He sees the way your mind spins with what if, and how, and will I be okay? And he responds with the softest reassurance. I am with you. Wherever you go, whatever you face, the future feels unknown to you, but to him, it is already written with wisdom. Humans fear uncertainty because they cannot see. But Allah does not ask you to see. He asks you to trust. There is a quiet beauty in walking a path lit only a few steps at a time. You do not see the whole journey. You do not see all the answers. You do not see the outcome. But Allah sees everything, the hidden blessings, the delayed wisdom, the unseen protection. And He guides you, not by revealing every turn, but by placing just enough light for the step you're on. That is not abandonment. That is love. For if you could see everything, your heart would not grow. And if you could predict every outcome, you would never learn to rely. So He teaches you trust by showing you the way, piece by piece, step by step, moment by moment, breath by breath. There are days when you doubt your own judgment, days when you feel torn between two choices, uncertain of which one is right. But hear this: Allah never leaves His servant confused without purpose. Sometimes confusion is a pause, placed gently in your path, so your heart can settle before moving forward. Sometimes it is protection shielding you from a decision that seems good now, but would harm you later. And sometimes uncertainty is simply a sign that Allah wants you to turn to Him before you step. Because every time you lift your hands and say, "Guide me," He answers. And every time you feel lost and whisper, "Help me choose," He listens. He is nearer when you are unsure than when you feel confident. For uncertainty draws you closer to the one who knows. Think of all the times in your life when disappointment broke you only for something better to appear later. Think of the moments when you didn't get what you prayed for, only to realize one day that it would have harmed you. Think of the people you lost, the plans that collapsed, the dreams that dissolved right in your hand. At the time, it felt like your world was ending. But look at yourself now. You survived what you thought you couldn't. You grew in ways you didn't expect. You healed from wounds you believed would last forever. Allah did not fail you then. He will not fail you now. He has never led you to a dead end, only to new doors. Some doors are opened gently. Some take time. Some require patience. But none are without purpose. And none are outside His perfect plan. When life feels uncertain, the heart becomes restless. It searches for control, for guarantees, for something solid to hold. But real peace comes, not from controlling the future, but from surrendering it. Surrender is not weakness. It is relief. It is choosing to place what you cannot carry into the hands of the one who never lets anything fall. It is saying, "I don't know what comes next, but I know who takes care of me." And that knowledge is more comforting than any answer you could receive about the future. For the future is fragile. Plans change. People leave. Life surprises you. But Allah remains constant. His plan never fails. His guidance never wavers. His care never fades. He is the steady ground beneath every uncertain step. Picture this moment: a child holding the hand of their parent while crossing a crowded street. The child does not know which direction to go. They cannot see over the crowd. They don't understand the traffic or the noise or the movement, but they are safe. They are calm. They walk confidently. Why? Because their hand is in the hand of someone who sees far more than they do. That is you. And Allah is the one holding you. You do not need to see the whole road. You just need to stay connected And Allah promises that whoever holds firmly to him will never be abandoned, not in confusion, not in fear, not in uncertainty. Some nights, you sit with questions you cannot answer. Will this work out? Will I choose the right path? Will I regret this? What if everything changes? And in the quiet, Allah sends an answer to your heart, gentle but certain. Do your best and leave the rest to me. He does not ask perfection. He does not ask certainty. He asks sincerity. He asks effort. He asks trust. And when you combine those three things, your sincere heart, your honest effort, and your trust in Him, you unlock blessings you could never have predicted on your own. Because Allah responds to trust with miracles. He responds to effort with ease. He responds to sincerity with openings you could not have imagined. Sometimes you cannot see why a door remains closed. Sometimes you cannot understand why a situation feels stuck. Sometimes you wonder why your efforts aren't producing the results you hoped for. But maybe, little one, the delay is protection. Maybe the closed door is keeping you from harm. Maybe the slower path is building the strength you'll need later. Maybe the uncertainty is shaping you in ways certainty never could. Allah does not delay to hurt you. He delays to prepare you. He does not restrict to limit you. He restricts to redirect you toward something better. And He does not confuse you to overwhelm you. He confuses you so you look up and ask Him for clarity, because what comes after that prayer is always better than what you could choose on your own. Tonight, as you stand by the shore with the waves whispering their ancient rhythm, let this truth settle deep into your tired heart. You are not walking into the unknown. You are walking into a future prepared for you by the one who loves you beyond all measure. He knows what you fear. He knows what you hope for. He knows what will bring you real happiness, real growth, and real peace. You see only a tiny portion of your story. He sees the whole book, every chapter, every turn, every blessing written for the precise moment your soul needs it. Nothing in your life is random. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is without purpose. Not the confusion, not the waiting, not the uncertainty, not the longing. Everything is measured with perfect wisdom. Everything moves according to His timing. And His timing is never late, never early, always right. So breathe now. Let go of the tightness in your chest. Release the fear that grips your thoughts. You don't need to figure everything out tonight. You don't need all the answers. You just need to take the next step, the small one, the gentle one, the one illuminated by the little light He has placed at your feet. And when that step is done, He will show you the next, and then the next, and then the next, until one day you will look back and realize that the road you feared was covered in His mercy all along, that the uncertainty that once frightened you was actually your greatest blessing, that every closed door was a redirection toward goodness, that every delay was the beginning of something better, and that every moment of doubt was really an invitation to grow closer to Him. Little one, you're safe. even in uncertainty, even in confusion, even in fear, because your future rests with the one who has never failed you. And this gentle surrender, this willingness to trust what you cannot see, this is where the heart of a believer begins to truly awaken. There is a moment in every believer's life when the road ahead becomes blurry, when decisions weigh heavily, when choices feel like branching paths. You're afraid to walk alone. You stand at the edge of something unfamiliar, a new season, a new responsibility, or perhaps the ending of something you thought would last forever. Uncertainty comes quietly, but it can shake the heart with surprising force. And in those moments, the moments when you look at your future and feel a tremor inside your chest, Allah is closer than ever. He sees the way your mind spins with what if, and how, and will I be okay? And he responds with the softest reassurance. I am with you, wherever you go, whatever you face. The future feels unknown to you, but to him, it is already written with wisdom. Humans fear uncertainty because they cannot see. But Allah does not ask you to see. He asks you to trust. There is a quiet beauty in walking a path lit only a few steps at a time. You do not see the whole journey. You do not see all the answers. You do not see the outcome. But Allah sees everything, the hidden blessings, the delayed wisdom, the unseen protection. And He guides you, not by revealing every turn, but by placing just enough light for the step you're on. That is not abandonment. That is love. For if you could see everything, your heart would not grow. And if you could predict every outcome, you would never learn to rely. So He teaches you trust by showing you the way, piece by piece, step by step, moment by moment, breath by breath. There are days when you doubt your own judgment, days when you feel torn between two choices. There is a special kind of tiredness that doesn't show on your face, the kind that settles quietly in your chest, invisible to the world, but heavy enough to bend your spirit. You felt it before. Perhaps you feel it now. A heaviness you can't quite explain, a fatigue that sleep alone cannot heal. And tonight, you stand at the edge of the shore, feeling small. But listen gently. Feeling small does not mean you are weak. Feeling small means you are human. And the one who created your heart understands every trembling beat inside it. The Prophet, peace be upon him, told us that Allah is more gentle with His servants than a mother with her child. Imagine that. Think of the softest embrace you've ever known, the warmest reassurance, the safest feeling you can remember. Allah is even more gentle with you than that. So tonight, as the waves breathe in and out, let yourself feel that gentleness. Let your heart be held. Let your soul be small, because smallness is not a flaw, it is where mercy descends. There are nights when you feel unnoticed by the world, nights when your struggles feel too quiet to be heard by anyone else. But nothing is quiet to Allah. He hears the whisper you barely manage to speak. He sees the heaviness you hide behind a practiced smile. He knows the effort you put into simply existing when life becomes weighty. No tear escapes His notice. No heartbreak is ignored. No loneliness is overlooked. Allah sees all the things you endure in silence. When you feel small, He draws nearer. When you feel lost, He guides. When your strength fades, His support begins. He said, in his own words, that he is closer to you than even your own breath. And closeness is a comfort that never leaves. Look at the sea before you. Look at how vast it is, how endless, how powerful. Now imagine something even more vast, the mercy of the one who created it. Every wave that reaches your feet is like a reminder that help keeps coming back. Every retreating wave is a sign that your hardships will also recede. Nothing stays overwhelming forever. The shore teaches you a lesson. Even the ocean knows how to bow. Even the waves know how to return to where they came from. And your heart, little one, will return to peace, because the one who fashioned it never abandons what he formed. With wisdom and love, you may think your problems are too heavy, too tangled, too complicated, too impossible. But they are not impossible to him. He is the one who lifts burdens you can't even name, the one who sees endings you cannot imagine, the one who brings solutions long before you know you need them. Not a single moment of your pain is unknown to him. And when you feel too small to carry everything you carry, remember, Allah never asks you to bear a burden without holding you through it. He knows your limits better than you do. He knows your strength even when you don't. He knows your heart, especially when it feels fragile. You are held, little one, more than you realize, more than you can feel in this moment, more than you have ever been held by any human heart. Tonight, you are not expected to be strong. Tonight, you don't need to pretend. Tonight, you do not have to fix anything, or solve anything, or rise above anything. Tonight is for resting, for breathing, for letting your soul lean on the one who never lets go. He knows you need this pause. He knows you need this stillness. He knows you need this comfort, this reminder, this moment by the shore. Allah sees how much you've been carrying, and he whispers to your weary heart, give it to me. You don't have to hold this alone. And so the waves continue, steady and faithful, as if they too are reminding you, you are not alone. You have never been alone. Your smallness is where Allah's gentleness wraps itself around you, and your vulnerability is where his love sinks deepest. Tonight, little one, be small, be soft, be human, and let Allah hold you with a care greater than the sea, deeper than the night, and closer than your own breath. And this is where we begin to understand that weakness is not the end of the believer. It is the beginning of being carried. There is something sacred about the deepest part of the night. It is the hour when the world slows, when the noise fades, when the heart begins to whisper truths it hides during the day. You sit by the shore, moonlight resting quietly across the water, and something inside you softens. For in this stillness, you can finally hear the voice of your own soul, the one that's been calling out through exhaustion, through confusion, through the rush of your days. And beneath that voice, even softer, even deeper, is the reassurance that Allah has been guiding you all along. There are moments in life when the darkness feels overwhelming. Not the darkness around you, but the darkness inside the heaviness, the uncertainty, the quiet ache that settles when you do not know what direction to take. But here is a truth that your trembling heart must never forget. Allah does not leave you in darkness without placing a hidden light within you. A light that may be small, but is never extinguished. A light that flickers, but never disappears. A light that remains because He placed it there Himself. And even when you cannot see it, even when you feel lost or afraid, that light continues to guide you in ways you don't yet understand. Sometimes the world tells you that strength means certainty, but it doesn't. Strength is what you show when you walk forward, even while your heart trembles. Strength is waking up after nights of crying and still choosing to hope. Strength is trusting that Allah's plan is better than anything you could imagine, even when you don't see proof in the moment. And strength is turning to Him, not only in desperation, but also in longing, in love, in sincerity. There is a kind of strength that grows in the quiet, a strength born from patience, from faith, from waiting without bitterness, from trusting without seeing. This is not the strength of the body. It is the strength of the soul. And such strength is a gift from Allah, gift He gives to the hearts He wants to raise. Tonight, as the waves kiss the sand and pull away again, their rhythm is a reminder of the truth you keep forgetting. Everything comes, everything goes, everything returns, everything is renewed. Hardships arrive and hardships fade. Sadness visits and happiness returns. Confusion settles in and clarity follows. Nothing in life is permanent except Allah's mercy. Nothing remains heavy forever. No storm lasts without end. And no heart that turns sincerely to Allah is ever left wandering without guidance. You have felt lost before. You have felt uncertain before. You have faced nights just like this one, heavy, quiet, questioning. But every time, somehow, you survived. Not because of your strength alone, but because a hand you could not see was holding you through it. Because a wisdom beyond your understanding was shaping your journey. Because a love you cannot measure was protecting you from paths you didn't belong to. And tonight is no different. Like the waves that always find the shore, you will always find your way, because Allah never lets His servant remain lost for long. There are moments when you feel like the world has grown too loud, too uncertain, too overwhelming. But solitude with Allah silences everything. In the stillness of the night, your heart speaks honestly for the first time in days, maybe weeks, maybe months. You whisper things you don't say to anyone else. Your fears, your regrets, your hopes, your hidden dreams, your private sorrows. And Allah listens with a care that no human heart can ever match. He listens without judgment. He listens without hesitation. He listens with mercy that wraps itself around you like the softest blanket. Who else can you speak to with this level of vulnerability? Who else knows your heart better than you do? Who else understands what you cannot articulate with words? You are never as alone as you feel. You are heard in ways the world will never understand. The night has a way of revealing truths you overlook during the day. Truths like, you've grown more than you realize. You've survived more than you thought you could. You've been guided in moments where you believed you were abandoned. And truth like this one, the one your heart needs most tonight. Allah has never stopped caring for you. Not for a moment. Not for a breath. Not for a heartbeat. Even when you slipped. Even when you cried. Even when you doubted. Even when you felt unworthy. His care remained constant, and it remains constant now. There is a tenderness in the way Allah guides you. He does not shout. He does not force. He does not frighten your soul. He guides gently, softly, in subtle ways that only a heart paying attention can feel. A shift in your chest that nudges you away from what isn't good for you. A sudden calm when you finally choose the right path. A recurring thought that keeps returning because He wants you to notice it. A closed door that felt painful at first, but protected you from a deeper wound. A person who left so someone better could arrive. A moment of clarity after days of confusion. This is guidance. This is mercy. This is love. And it all happens so quietly that sometimes you don't realize Allah is directing your steps until you look back and see that every turn was placed with purpose. Many people fear uncertainty because they think it means the absence of control. But uncertainty is actually a sign that Allah is taking control for you. When He hides a future from you, it is because He wants you to rely completely on Him. When He makes the path unclear, it is because He's guiding you through unseen protection. And when He delays the answer, it is because the timing is not right yet. Not because you are forgotten, but because you are cared for too deeply to be rushed into something that isn't ready for your heart. Uncertainty is not a punishment. It is a transition, a repositioning, a divine rearrangement of the pieces of your life to align you with something better. And when the time is right, you will understand why the waiting was necessary. You may not see the ending now. You may not see the reasons. You may not see the wisdom. But one day you will. One day, the pieces will fit. One day, the pain will make sense. One day, the changes will feel right. One day you will say, I'm grateful this happened exactly the way it did, because Allah writes stories that end in goodness, always. Even when the middle chapters feel heavy, even when the pages are stained with tears, even when the plot twists break your heart, the author of your story does not make mistakes, and He does not write endings that harm the believer who places their trust in Him. So breathe again, little one. Let your shoulders soften. Let your thoughts slow down. Let your heart settle gently into the truth that has been waiting to comfort you tonight. You are guided, even when you feel lost. You are protected, even when you feel vulnerable. You are loved, even when you feel alone. The night may be deep, but the light within you is deeper. And Allah is the one who placed it there, with purpose, with care, with love. And this quiet acceptance of His plan, this softening of your heart into trust, this is where a believer learns to walk through darkness with light. There is a quiet truth hidden in the shoreline, one you may have overlooked. In the rush of your days, every wave that pulls away looks like it is leaving for good. It feels for a moment as though the ocean is retreating from you. But the wave always returns. Always. And when it does, it brings something new to the shore. A shell, a piece of driftwood, a glimmer of sand that was once deep in the sea, a message of renewal, a whisper of promise. The shore holds a secret. What leaves your life often returns in a different form, a better one, a wiser one, a gentler one. And what returns comes with gifts you were not ready to receive before. This is how Allah teaches you, through the world He created, with signs, with symbols, with patterns that repeat themselves in the rhythm of nature and the rhythm of your life. You have lost things before, people, opportunities, dreams you held tightly, moments you thought would last forever. At the time, you believed those losses were endings. You believed that what left would never return. But think of all that eventually came back, not always in the shape you expected, but in the form you needed. The comfort that arrived after heartbreak, the clarity that came after confusion, the blessing that entered after patience stretched you to your limits, the healing that grew quietly where pain once lived. Nothing you lost was ever truly lost. It was rearranged, transformed, or replaced with something more fitting for who you were becoming. Allah never takes without giving back. The wave that pulls away is the same wave that returns with gifts. There is something healing about watching the tide move. It teaches you that life is about flow, not holding, not gripping, not forcing. You do not need to cling to every person, or every moment, or every plan. You are meant to open your hands and trust that what is written for you will stay, and what leaves will either return with more goodness or be replaced with something better. Your heart is not a prison, nor a museum meant to preserve what is past. It is a garden, a place where things grow, wither, change, and bloom again. And Allah tends to this garden with a care you may not always feel, but is always present. Sometimes your heart breaks because you misunderstand the timing of your own story. You think something is over, but Allah is simply beginning a quieter chapter. You think a prayer was rejected, but Allah is preparing a version of that prayer, more beautiful than you imagined. You think a delay is a denial, but Allah is protecting you from walking into something your heart isn't ready for. And you think a separation is the end, when it is often the beginning of a more meaningful connection later on. Life is not linear. Healing is not linear. Guidance is not linear. The tide comes in waves. So do your blessings. So do your lessons. So does your growth. What matters is not how fast you move, but that you keep trusting the one guiding your steps. Sit with the sound of the waves for a moment. Listen to how steady they are, how reliable, how patient. They are never in a hurry. They do not rush their rhythm. They move exactly as they are commanded to move. They reach exactly as far as they are meant to reach. No more, no less. Your life is the same. Every moment, every shift, every delay, every answer, every step is held within divine precision. You may feel like you're drifting. You may feel like you're stuck. You may feel like your life has paused while everyone else moves forward. But tides pause too. They pull back, not because they are lost, but because they are gathering strength to return. Sometimes you are pulled back to learn, to rest, to grow roots, so that when you move again, you move with depth. You have seen people come and go. Some stayed longer than you ever thought they would. Some left faster than you felt ready for. But each person carried a purpose, a lesson, a chapter, a mirror, reflecting something you needed to see. Some were blessings, some were tests, some were healers, some were catalysts for your transformation. Not everyone is meant to be permanent, and that is okay. The heart expands with every connection. It grows wiser with every goodbye. It becomes softer with every experience that touches it deeply. Nothing Allah writes on the pages of your life is meaningless. Not even the people who stayed only for a season. And as for what you long for, what you pray for quietly, what you ache for in silence, that too is held carefully by the one who knows you better than you know yourself. Your longing is not ignored. Your fears are not dismissed. Your prayers are not forgotten. Allah hears every whisper. Your heart makes even the ones you are too shy to speak aloud. And when the timing is right, He responds in ways that fill your soul with a peace you did not know you were missing. Every answered prayer comes with wisdom. Every delayed prayer comes with protection. Every unanswered prayer comes with something better than what you asked for. You will see this one day. You will look back and understand that nothing was withheld except to gift you more. Look again at the ocean. Do you see how it glows under the night sky? How the light touches it, soft, gentle, patient. That is how guidance comes, not in harsh commands, not in sudden clarity, not in overwhelming flashes. Guidance comes like moonlight, quiet, gentle, enough to help you see the next few steps, not the whole shore, not the entire sea, just enough. Because enough is where faith is built. Enough is where trust is strengthened. Enough is where the heart learns to walk forward with reliance. And Allah never leaves a believer without enough light to continue. You might not know what tomorrow holds. You might feel uncertain about your place in this world. You might worry about what is coming, what will change, what will stay, what will unfold. But listen closely now. Listen with more than your ears. Listen with your soul. You do not walk toward the future alone. You walk toward it with a Lord who sees you, who holds you, who protects you, who knows what lies ahead far better than you ever could. He is already there. He is already guiding. He is already preparing what your heart will need. And He is preparing you for what your destiny holds. The future is not something you need to fear, because the one who created the future is the one who walks you into it. So let the waves whisper to you tonight. What leaves will not leave forever. What returns will return with gifts. What delays will arrive at the perfect moment. What you fear will unfold with more mercy than you expect. And what is written for you, the blessings, the love, the ease, the opportunities, the joys will find you, even if you hide from them. Nothing written for you will pass you by, and nothing meant to leave can be forced to stay. You are safe in the hands of the one who has planned every tide your heart will ever face. And this calm surrender to his timing, this quiet acceptance of his rhythm, this is where the believer begins to breathe again. The night is deep now. The stars shimmer faintly over the horizon, reflecting softly on the quiet waters. The world has stopped its rushing. Even the wind has hushed. Only the waves remain, moving in their gentle, endless rhythm. And here you are, little one, standing at the edge of your own heart, your chest heavy with the weight of days, weeks, or years that have carried more than you could hold. This is the moment you have been waiting for, without realizing it. The moment to release, the moment to let go, the moment to hand over every burden that has dug its nails into your soul. For the shore has a memory, and it remembers every tear you thought was lost, every sigh you whispered in secret, every tremble in the dark that no one else noticed. And the one who placed you here tonight, who created the shore and the waves, already knows how heavy your heart is. Little one, take a seat on the sand. Let the night embrace you. Let your body sink into the earth that Allah has formed to hold you gently. Do not be afraid to feel the weight of what you carry. Do not shy away from the sorrow, the fatigue, the confusion. Each feeling is a message from your heart saying it needs care, not suppression. Remember, it is human to feel small. It is human to stumble. It is human to be tired. And it is divine mercy that reminds you in these moments that your weariness is never too great. For the one who created you, he sees you. He understands you. He holds you. The waves continue their rhythm. Each one reaches the shore, then retreats, leaving behind a trace of something new, a pattern, a lesson, a reflection of what comes and goes. Notice that. Notice how effortless it seems, yet how perfect it is. This is the same care Allah shows toward your heart. Even the heaviness you feel now is part of His design. He does not wish to crush you. He does not wish to leave you alone. He does not desire for your heart to break without reason. Even the moments of despair are woven into your life to shape, refine, and teach you. The burdens you carry are not permanent. They are temporary, meant to remind you that your soul needs rest, that your heart needs mercy, that your life needs His guidance. Sometimes, little one, we hold our burdens so tightly because we fear we will never survive if we let them go. We clutch our pain as if it is proof of our endurance or evidence that we have lived. We grip our regrets because we fear forgiveness or doubt that love could return. But here at the shore, you are invited to a different truth. You do not need to hold everything. You do not need to carry all of it alone. You do not need to suffer in silence. Every tear that falls, every sigh that escapes, every trembling thought is a prayer without words. And Allah has already heard it. He has already felt it. He has already prepared His mercy to meet it. close your eyes for a moment. Imagine placing your burdens into the gentle palms of the one who created the stars, the ocean, and the breath within your chest. All the worries you have carried, the regrets, the disappointments, the fears, the what-ifs, set them down. He does not scold you. He does not reject you. He does not tire of you. He holds each burden tenderly, examining it with care, then transforms it into something lighter, something bearable, something from which blessings can grow. Even the heaviest burdens can be softened by his mercy. You may wonder, how can he care so deeply about my small, fragile heart? Because, little one, your heart is not small to him. It is precious. It is valued. It is watched over more than you could ever imagine. The one who hears a single whisper in the night is the same one who watches the movement of every wave, who shapes the wind, who sustains every breath. Nothing escapes his care. And when he asks you to place your burdens in his hands, it is not a demand. It is an invitation, a loving, gentle invitation to freedom. Freedom from worry, freedom from overthinking, freedom from fear. Think about all the burdens you've carried, the ones you were told to hide, the ones that made you feel shame, the ones that left you exhausted. Now imagine them as stones. You have carried them for so long, on your shoulders, in your chest, in your mind. Some are jagged, cutting into your heart. Some are smooth, but heavy nonetheless. And now imagine placing each one carefully into Allah's hands. He holds them without complaint. He weighs them with wisdom. He lifts the weight from you without you even feeling the strain. And in return, he fills your heart with a light you could not carry on your own. Let the waves remind you that everything in life has a rhythm. Your burdens will not remain forever. Your sorrow will not be permanent. Your doubts and fears will not last. The tide always moves. It always retreats. It always returns. And so do the blessings. And so does relief. And so does clarity. When you lay your burdens down, you allow room to come, for goodness to return, for mercy to flow, for love to fill the spaces that fear once occupied. There is a delicate courage in letting go, not the loud, bold kind, but the quiet, humble, honest kind. The courage to admit, I cannot carry this alone. I need help. I need mercy. I need God. The courage to whisper, take this from me and give me strength to face tomorrow. The courage to trust that even though the path is uncertain, the one guiding you will never let you stumble without support. Tonight, as you sit by the shore, allow yourself to feel every emotion without judgment. Allow the sadness to soften you. Allow the grief to shape you. Allow the fear to lead you closer to trust. Because in these quiet hours, when the world sleeps and the waves speak their endless song, your heart can finally understand the mercy of Allah in a way it rarely does during the noise of the day. And when you understand it, even a little, you will know peace. The night does not demand perfection. It does not require strength. It does not punish weakness. It simply offers stillness. It offers reflection. It offers the chance to breathe, to release, to remember that you are not alone. Every tear you have shed has been noticed. Every silent prayer has been recorded. Every anxious thought has been met with divine understanding. And now, in this moment, you are invited to rest fully, to rest without fear, to rest knowing that your burdens are not yours to carry alone. Little one, take a deep breath. Feel the sand beneath your feet. Hear the waves stretching toward the horizon. Feel the night wrapping you gently. Place your hands over your heart. Feel its rhythm. Feel the life inside it. Feel the connection to the one who made it, who loves it, who knows it intimately. And in that quiet connection, in that gentle surrender, you will find peace. You will find rest. You will find the courage to face tomorrow without carrying the weight of yesterday, because Allah has lifted it for you. He has always held it for you, and He will continue to hold it for you until you no longer need to remember that it was ever yours to carry. And this act of release, this moment of surrender, this gentle trust in His care, this is where the heart of the believer truly begins to feel safe. The night stretches on. The stars are scattered across the sky, like soft embers glowing in darkness. The waves continue their rhythm, sometimes gentle, sometimes insistent, always returning, always flowing. And you, little one, sit quietly at the edge of this vast ocean, feeling small, yet alive. Tonight, the shore has something new to teach you. Patience is a secret path to treasures unseen. Life often tests you with moments that feel slow, delays that feel unfair, questions that seem unanswered. You may wonder, why is this taking so long? Why do I not see progress? Why must I endure this waiting? These questions are natural. They are human, and yet they are part of the process that leads your heart closer to understanding Allah's wisdom. Patience is not simply waiting. It is not passive endurance. It is a quiet, active trust, a deep knowing that Allah's timing is perfect, even when your heart cannot see it. Imagine the waves again. Notice how each wave takes its time to rise and fall. Notice how it does not force itself, does not rush, and yet it always reaches the shore. Patience is like the wave. Even when the journey is slow, even when progress seems hidden, the movement is constant. The result is inevitable. Every challenge you face, every delay you experience, every trial that tests your heart, they are all part of the tide of life, moving you toward growth, toward understanding, toward blessings that cannot be grasped too soon. Think of the seasons, little one. Trees do not rush their blossoms. The earth does not hurry to bear fruit. Rivers do not force themselves to flow faster than their path. Everything in creation follows a rhythm, and every rhythm has a timing that is both deliberate and wise, and your life is no different. The moments of waiting, the delays you struggle to bear, the uncertainties that weigh on your heart, all of them are part of a greater rhythm that has been carefully designed to bring the right things to the right place at the right time. You may feel impatient, little one. You may want answers now. You may want clarity now. You may want relief now. But remember, rushing often brings regret. Hastening decisions without guidance can lead you away from what is best. Patience, however, brings insight. Patience brings clarity. Patience strengthens the soul and teaches you to rely on Allah with a deeper trust. The one who waits with faith is never truly waiting. They are moving forward, even in stillness. They are growing, even in what seems like pause. Look at the ocean again. The waves rise and fall, but they do not lose momentum. They return endlessly. They obey the rhythm they were given. Your heart is like that, even in moments of stillness, even in the quiet of waiting. It is moving forward toward what Allah has prepared for you. Every difficulty you face, every unanswered question, every moment of uncertainty is shaping your heart to receive the blessings that are coming. Even pain has a purpose. Even delay has meaning. Even loss carries seeds of something greater. Little one, consider the power of unseen blessings. Sometimes Allah hides something from you because what you see now is not the right version for your heart. Sometimes He delays answers because what you seek will be better when the time is ripe. Everything that is meant for you will reach you at the perfect moment. No blessing comes too early. No mercy arrives too late. The timing of Allah is flawless, and patience is the bridge that allows you to reach those blessings without harm, without confusion, without regret. There is a quiet strength in being patient. It is not a loud strength, nor does it demand attention. It is a strength that grows in silence, in surrender, in trust. Every moment you choose patience is a moment you are drawing closer to the mercy of Allah. Every pause you endure with faith is a step towards something beautiful you cannot yet imagine. Patience teaches the heart to recognize what truly matters. It separates the temporary from the eternal. It softens the soul and makes room for gratitude, for love, and for peace. Sometimes waiting feels unbearable. Sometimes it feels like life is moving past you, and everyone else has found their path, while you are stuck, confused, wondering if you will ever catch up. But little one, listen carefully. No moment of patience is wasted. No second of waiting is without purpose. No tear shed in longing is unseen by Allah. Every small act of trust, every gentle effort, every quiet prayer whispered in the dark, they are all threads woven into the fabric of your blessings. And when the time comes, all of it will come together in a way your heart will recognize as perfectly intended. Look again at the horizon, where the moonlight kisses the water. Notice how the light moves slowly, shifting as the waves carry it. Notice how even the darkness of the night cannot fully hide the glow. This is how your blessings come. They arrive gently, sometimes gradually, sometimes unexpectedly, but always with purpose. Even when it seems like nothing is happening, even when the waiting feels endless, even when the heart grows weary, the light is there, and it is coming. You only need to wait. You only need to trust. You only need to remain patient. Remember, little one, the shore remembers every step you take. The waves remember every tear you have shed. The night witnesses your longing, your hope, your prayers. And Allah, who created all of it, remembers even more. He does not forget a single sigh, a single longing, a single act of faith, even when you think it is too small to matter. Everything is held in His hands. Everything is noticed. Everything is accounted for. Even the moments you think are meaningless are part of the preparation for blessings beyond your imagination. So breathe, little one. Let the night's cool air fill your lungs. Let the sound of the waves calm your thoughts. Let your heart soften to the rhythm of patience and trust. Know that you are not alone. Know that your waiting is not empty. Know that your efforts are not in vain. Know that your heart is growing, stronger, wiser, and closer to Allah with every passing moment. The tide will carry blessings to your shore. The light will reach you. The answers will come. The healing will unfold. And the mercy will arrive just when it is most perfect for you. Little one, let go of the need to control. Let go of the anxiety about timing. Let go of the pressure to see results immediately. Let go of the fear of the unknown. You do not need to understand everything. You do not need to know the entire path. You do not need to carry the weight of the future. All you need is to remain patient, to remain faithful, and to keep your heart open. Even when the night feels long, even when the waves feel distant, even when hope seems fragile, patience is your companion, and Allah is your guide. The shore, little one, whispers one final truth tonight. Every moment of patience is a seed planted. Every act of trust is a light turned on. Every tear, every sigh, every quiet prayer is an offering that draws mercy closer. And when the tide finally returns, it will bring more than you could imagine. It will bring clarity where confusion once lingered. It will bring peace where anxiety once lived. It will bring joy where sorrow once weighed heavily. It will bring exactly what your heart needs, even more than what it asked for. Tonight, as you sit at the shore, feel the rhythm of the waves in your chest. Feel the calm settling in your soul. Feel the gentle promise that every delay has purpose, every uncertainty has meaning, and every moment of patience is part of a larger, beautiful plan. And remember, patience is not empty waiting. Patience is trust. Patience is hope. Patience is love in its quietest form. Rest now, little one. The tide is steady. The night is calm. The shore remembers every tear. And Allah, who never forgets, has placed his light within you. Every blessing, every gift, every answered prayer will return to you like the waves returning to the shore. And this understanding of patience, this trust in divine timing, this soft acceptance of his rhythm, this is where the heart of the believer grows deeper, stronger, and finally at peace. The night deepens. The stars shimmer, faint but steady, mirroring the quiet pulse within your heart. The waves lap gently at the shore, their rhythm soft yet constant. Each one arrives and retreats, never forcing its way, never skipping a beat. And here you are, little one, sitting quietly, feeling the weight of the day, the weight of the past, the weight of the unknown future. And yet, in the hush of this night, a whisper begins to stir within you. Surrender is not defeat. Surrender is the gateway to the peace your soul longs for. How often do you fight against the currents of life? How often do you try to force outcomes, cling to control, or carry burdens that were never yours to bear alone? The heart grows weary from fighting too much. The mind becomes tangled from thinking too much. The soul becomes heavy from carrying what should be released. Surrender does not mean giving up. It means letting go. It means placing what you cannot hold into the hands of the one who never drops, never forgets, and never fails. Surrender is an act of trust, a quiet, deliberate trust that whispers, I do not know, but you do. Look at the waves. See how they rise without worry, return without hesitation. They do not force themselves to flow faster. They do not demand the shore to move toward them. They follow the rhythm of a wisdom greater than themselves. And your life, little one, follows a rhythm like this. Not random, not chaotic, but guided by a care so perfect that every moment you cannot understand now is exactly as it should be. When you surrender, you begin to move with that rhythm instead of against it. You stop exhausting yourself by trying to carry burdens meant for Allah. You stop trying to control what only He can manage. And in that stillness, you discover peace. Surrender is not easy. Your heart may resist, your mind may argue, your ego may cling. But surrender is a choice you can return to over and over. It is the hand you extend to the one who never turns away. It is the gentle placing of your heart into His care. It is the quiet acknowledgement that you are not alone, even when you feel you are. And every time you surrender, you are strengthened. Every time you trust, you are lifted. Every time you release, you are renewed. Think of all the moments you carried worries that were too heavy. Moments when fear and doubt choked your chest. Moments when the night felt endless and the future uncertain. Now imagine placing each one gently, one by one, into the hands of Allah. Feel how the weight begins to lift. Feel how your chest expands with the space created by trust and surrender. Feel how your heart softens, how your mind quiets, how your soul remembers that it is never truly alone. This is the gift of surrender. Little one, consider the nature of control. How often do we struggle to make things happen, to force outcomes, to bend reality to our will? Control is an illusion. We can influence, we can choose, but we cannot command the universe, nor dictate the movement of our destiny. Surrender is the release of that illusion. It is the gentle admission. I can try, I can plan, I can act, but the results are yours, not mine. And when you surrender this way, a peace settles inside your heart that no planning, no striving, no worry could ever provide. Look at the horizon, little one. See how the moonlight stretches across the water, softly illuminating the path of the waves. This is the path Allah creates for you. Sometimes narrow, sometimes winding, sometimes hidden by shadows, but always guided by His light. You do not need to see the entire path. You do not need to know every turn. You do not need to control the tide. You only need to follow with patience, with trust, with surrender, step by step, wave by wave, moment by moment. And the shore, your life will be shaped gently, perfectly, by the one who knows the journey better than you do. Surrender is also a form of healing. Every worry released is a wound soothed. Every fear given over is a burden lifted. Every doubt placed in His hands is a chain removed from the heart. The soul that surrenders begins to breathe again. The heart that trusts begins to beat without tremor. The mind that releases begins to think with clarity. And the spirit, the deepest part of you, feels the embrace of a love so constant, so tender, so aware of your every need that it fills the spaces where anxiety once lived. Little one, consider this. Every wave, every tide, every night teaches the same lesson. Life flows according to a wisdom greater than our understanding. Surrender allows you to move with that flow. Resistance only causes strain. Trying to push against the rhythm creates confusion and fatigue. But when you let go, when you place your worries, your plans, your fears into his hands, the soul discovers a freedom it cannot manufacture on its own. Freedom from fear, freedom from doubt, freedom from exhaustion, freedom to live in the present, to move gently forward, to trust fully, to rest deeply, even in the quietest moments, little one, when no one else sees, when no one else knows, when the night feels vast and endless. Your surrender matters. Each act of trust is recorded in the heavens. Each moment of letting go is treasured. Each heartbeat aligned with his guidance is acknowledged. You are never invisible to him. You are never insignificant. You are never forgotten. Even the smallest sigh, given over in trust, is more powerful than the loudest act of striving without surrender. Breathe, little one. Feel your chest rise and fall. Feel the rhythm of the waves echo in your heart. Feel the peace that begins to replace the tension, the anxiety, the fear. Know this: surrender does not weaken you. It strengthens you. It frees you. It aligns you with the wisdom that governs the tides, the moon, the stars, and your own heart. When you surrender, you are not giving up. You are giving over to the one who never fails, who never tires, who knows your path better than you ever could. Tonight, the shore holds you tenderly. It whispers to you the lessons of the tides. What you release returns to you transformed. What you surrender is never lost. What you trust is never abandoned. Even the fears, the burdens, the regrets, all of them can be placed into his care, and all of them can be turned into wisdom, strength, and blessing. The night does not demand perfection. It does not require understanding. It does not judge hesitation. It only invites stillness. It only invites trust. It only invites surrender. And when you respond, your heart begins to know peace in a way no struggle ever could. Little one, rest now. Lay down your burdens. Let the night embrace you. Let the waves remind you that surrender is not defeat, but the doorway to divine care. Feel the peace that comes from knowing that your life is guided, your path is known, your steps are watched, your heart is held. Even when you cannot see the future, even when you feel uncertain, even when fear whispers loudly, remember, surrender is the key, trust is the companion, patience is the guide, and Allah is the one who holds everything together with mercy beyond measure. This moment of quiet, little one, this soft understanding of surrender, this gentle leaning into divine care, this is where the heart of the believer finds true rest. The night is quiet now. The stars have grown brighter, their soft glow dancing on the water. The waves continue their endless rhythm, lapping gently at the sand, as if reminding you that nothing in life is truly still. Little one, sit for a moment. Close your eyes Breathe slowly. Feel the night around you, the soft, cool air brushing your skin, the scent of salt and water in the breeze. This is your moment. A moment to feel, a moment to reflect, a moment to awaken the heart to a truth often overlooked. Gratitude transforms the ordinary into something extraordinary. Think of the waves. They rise and fall, coming and going endlessly, and yet each one leaves something behind, a shimmer of light, a softened patch of sand, a trace of the vastness of the sea. Gratitude is like the waves. It comes quietly. It leaves gentle marks. It shifts the heart, not all at once, but slowly, steadily, until the soul sees the beauty that was always there. Even when life feels heavy, even when challenges feel overwhelming, even when your heart is tired, gratitude opens a door to seeing the blessings that were hidden. It is so easy to forget, little one. Easy to focus on what is missing, what is broken, what has not gone as planned. But what if you paused just for a moment and listed the things that are still present, the gifts still surrounding you, a heartbeat that carries you, a breath that reminds you you are alive, a night that whispers peace, a mind capable of reflection, a heart capable of love. Even the smallest things, if noticed, become reasons for joy. And the soul that notices, the heart that feels, begins to shine like the surface of the sea under the softest moonlight. Gratitude does not ignore hardship. It does not erase pain. It does not pretend that loss did not happen or that fear never existed. Instead, gratitude shifts the focus to what remains, to what can still be appreciated, to what has been preserved by divine mercy. When you cultivate gratitude, little one, even in the midst of trials, your heart begins to recognize that every moment contains something sacred. Even sadness has value it teaches. Even waiting has meaning it strengthens. Even loss has a lesson it refines. Gratitude turns all of life into a reflection of care and a reminder of presence. Close your eyes and imagine your life as a shore. Some parts are smooth, golden with light. Some parts are rough, pocked with stones, scarred by storms. Yet every section of the shore is touched by the waves, gently shaped, always moving, always guided by the sea's rhythm. Your life is the same. The hardships, the joys, the waiting, the answers, all are part of the shore of your soul. All are touched by the divine waves of mercy and guidance. All are part of the design that brings balance, beauty, and purpose. Gratitude is the recognition of this truth. It is the acknowledgement that even the rough patches have been crafted for your growth. Think of every struggle you have faced, the moments when you felt alone, the nights when fear gripped your heart, the times when the path seemed dark, and every choice confusing. Now, little one, reflect on this. How many times have you been guided without realizing it at the moment? How many moments of hardship turned into lessons that strengthened your heart? How many times did a closed door lead you towards something better? These are all gifts. Even the challenges are gifts. Even the delays, the tears, the silent prayers all have been part of shaping your life for wisdom, resilience, and love. Gratitude transforms these memories from burdens into blessings. Notice how your body feels as you reflect. Perhaps a soft lightness begins to appear, where tension once lived. Perhaps a quiet warmth spreads across your chest, as though your heart remembers. It has been held all along. This is the effect of gratitude. It does not fix everything. It does not remove the storms. It does not erase pain. But it changes how your heart carries these things. It softens. It opens. It aligns with a rhythm that brings peace, even amidst uncertainty. The waves remind you of this too. Each one rises. Each one falls. It leaves something behind, a trace of beauty, a mark of life's ongoing flow. Gratitude is the wave within your heart. It does not force the world to change. It does not demand perfection. It simply acknowledges what exists, what survives, what shines. Even the smallest things can be lights in the darkness if seen through the lens of gratitude. The breath you take, the night sky above, the gentle lap of the water, the warmth in your chest. These are miracles, little one, every single one. And gratitude is not only for the quiet moments, it also thrives in the storms. It is most powerful when life is difficult, when patience is tested, when surrender feels impossible. Because when you are grateful during hardship, you are choosing to trust. You are choosing to see the hand of care, even in what is challenging. You are choosing to align your heart with the rhythm of mercy. Every act of gratitude, no matter how small, strengthens your connection to the one who watches, who provides, who never abandons. Now, little one, consider this. What if every morning you woke with gratitude for the day itself, for the chance to see the sun rise, to breathe, to feel, to experience life? What if every evening, before sleep, you remembered the moments of mercy that visited you quietly, perhaps unnoticed? Throughout the day, even small acknowledgments shift the heart's energy. They turn shadows into light. They turn fear into trust. They turn waiting into hope. And hope, little one, is the light that guides you through every night, through every tide, through every storm. Gratitude is also a bridge between fear and trust, a bridge between pain and peace, a bridge between longing and fulfillment. It connects the heart to the one who holds every moment. It turns ordinary life into sacred life. It turns moments into lessons, struggles into growth, losses into openings for blessing. And little one, it is always within reach. No matter how heavy the heart feels, no matter how dark the night seems, you can cultivate gratitude. You can notice a single blessing, a single whisper of mercy, and your soul will begin to respond. Breathe now. Feel the cool air. Feel the rhythm of the waves. Feel the rise and fall of your own chest. And silently, little one, say thank you. Thank you for the breath. Thank you for the heartbeat. Thank you for the night. Thank you for the waves. Thank you for the mercy that has carried you, the guidance that has never left you, the love that has been constant, even when you felt lost. Even the smallest acknowledgement creates a ripple in your heart. Even the quietest moment can open a door to immense peace. Little one, remember this truth tonight. Life is full of blessings. Even when the tide pulls away, even when storms appear, even when the path seems hidden, gifts are always being placed along your shore. Some gifts arrive softly, almost unnoticed. Some gifts arrive with a surprise, catching your heart unaware. Some gifts are found in the lessons, in the patience, in the surrender, in the act of gratitude itself. Notice them, receive them, cherish them, and let gratitude illuminate your heart, turning every wave, every tide, into light that guides you gently through the night. Tonight, as you rest by the shore, little one, know that your life is watched over. Know that your prayers are heard. Know that your waiting, your patience, your surrender, your gratitude, all matter more than you realize. And when you cultivate gratitude, you invite peace, you invite clarity, you invite love, you invite mercy to fill the spaces in your heart that darkness once occupied. Even in the quietest night, even in the loneliest hour, even in the moments of doubt, gratitude turns your waves into light, your burdens into lessons, your waiting into hope. And this gentle awakening to the power of gratitude, this soft recognition of blessings, this awareness of mercy and light, this is where the heart of the believer rests fully, trusts deeply, and begins to shine. The night begins to wane. A soft silver glow touches the horizon, promising the first light of morning. The waves continue their endless rhythm, pulling, receding, carrying whispers of peace across the sand. Little one, look closely at the shore. Notice how each wave leaves something behind, a small piece of beauty, a trace of life, a quiet reminder that even endings bring beginnings. Tonight, the shore has one final lesson for you. Hope is never lost. It always returns. You may have felt lost at times. The night may have seemed endless. You may have carried worry, fear, or despair that weighed on your chest, heavy and unrelenting. But even in the darkest night, the shore holds a promise. The waves return. The tides shift. Light comes always. And this is the same for your heart. No matter how broken, how weary, or how uncertain, hope is never gone. Think of the mornings you have known, even after storms, even after restless nights, even when the world felt chaotic. The sun has risen. The light does not ask permission to arrive. It does not require you to be ready. It simply shines. Hope is like this morning light. It is patient. It is unwavering. It waits for you, even when you do not notice it. All you need to do is open your heart enough to see it. Little one, consider your own life. How many times has something felt impossible? How many times did you feel abandoned or afraid? How often did you doubt, despair, or tremble? And yet here you are, still breathing, still moving forward, still present. Even when the heart feared defeat, even when the path seemed lost, you found a way to continue. This is evidence of hope. This is proof that the one who created you has never forsaken you. Every heartbeat, every breath, every moment of resilience is a sign that hope always returns. Notice the waves again. See how they continue their rhythm, even after storms, even after rough currents. Sometimes the water is turbulent, sometimes calm, sometimes heavy with rain, sometimes gentle under moonlight. Yet the tide always finds its way. The waves always reach the shore. The water always carries life. Your heart, little one, is like this. No matter how stormy, no matter how uncertain, no matter how heavy with sorrow, hope is your tide. It may recede for a moment, it may feel distant, but it always returns, bringing blessings, healing, and light. Hope is a quiet companion. It does not always announce itself loudly. It does not always arrive with fanfare. Sometimes it comes softly, in the rustle of leaves, in the smile of a friend, in the warmth of a gentle breeze. Sometimes it comes as clarity after confusion, or comfort after worry, or a solution to a problem you thought had no answer. Sometimes hope is simply the knowledge that you are not alone, that your heart is held, that your life is guided, that your prayers are heard. The night teaches you another truth. Even the longest darkness ends. Even the deepest sorrow fades. Even the heaviest burdens are lifted. Sometimes silently, sometimes subtly, but always at the perfect moment. You may not see it yet. You may not feel it yet, but hope has been walking beside you through every tear, through every sigh, through every longing. It is patient. It is gentle. It is constant. It never leaves. Little one, think about all the moments when life surprised you. Times when doors you thought closed opened in ways you never imagined. Times when prayers were answered long after you had almost given up hope. Times when joy returned after despair seemed permanent. These moments are signs. They are reminders that hope is real. They are proof that the tides of life are guided by care far greater than you can see. They are evidence that mercy and goodness will always return to the shore of your heart. Even waiting has purpose. The moments of delay, the nights of uncertainty, the times when you wondered if anything would change, all of these prepare your heart to receive what is coming. Sometimes blessings must arrive slowly, so your heart is ready to hold them. Sometimes joy must follow patience, so you can appreciate its depth. Sometimes mercy must wait, so that faith can grow strong, enough to embrace it fully. Hope thrives in this rhythm. It grows quietly in the spaces between worry and trust, between surrender and action, between patience and prayer. Look at the horizon, little one. See how the first rays of light begin to appear, how the darkness softens, how the world begins to awaken. This is how hope works. Even when the night seems endless, even when you cannot see the end, it quietly approaches. It brings warmth where there was cold. It brings vision where there was doubt. It brings life where there was stillness. Hope is the dawn within your heart. It is the light that will guide you through every storm, every uncertainty, every challenge. Remember, little one, that hope is not passive. It asks for your trust. It asks for your patience. It asks for your surrender. It asks you to believe that the one who created the waves and the night and the rising sun is fully aware of your heart, your needs, your struggles, your longings. It asks you to keep moving, even when the path seems unclear, to keep praying, even when answers are delayed, to keep trusting, even when the heart trembles. And when you do, hope returns to you, carrying light, mercy, and clarity. Little one, take a deep breath now. Feel the night softening around you. Feel the waves touching the shore, their rhythm echoing in your chest. Feel the first stirrings of morning light, bringing warmth, guidance, and reassurance. Know this: your heart is held, your life is watched, your prayers are heard, your struggles are known, your burdens are never greater than His care. And hope, that quiet, gentle, persistent hope, is walking beside you still. The shore, little one, has been your teacher tonight. It reminded you that every wave that leaves returns with gifts. Every tear is noticed and remembered. Patience brings hidden blessings. Surrender opens the door to peace. Gratitude turns ordinary moments into light. And hope always returns with the morning. Even if you forget, even if you doubt, even if the night feels long, these truths remain, and they remain for you. As the first light of dawn stretches across the horizon, as the waves glisten with new brilliance, let your heart feel light. Release the fear, the worry, the heaviness. Trust the rhythm of your life. Trust the one who guides it. Trust that every hardship, every waiting moment, every tear has been shaping you for the blessings you cannot yet see. Hope is alive, little one. It has always been alive, and it will always return like the tide, like the morning, like mercy. Rest now, little one. Breathe slowly. Feel the peace flowing into your chest. Know that your heart is safe, your soul is remembered, and your life is held by a care greater than you can imagine. The night ends. The tide continues. The sun rises. And hope, as it always does, returns with light. And this gentle awakening to hope, this trust in divine timing, the soft recognition of mercy. This is where the heart of the believer finally finds rest, strength, and joy.